right, so yeah, that's sorry. Yeah, there is this particular news which is trending, and we never thought say Sunday and pay, and a Sunday in May, and now the 30th of December, 30th of November 2025. No, we're going to hear this. So this man on the screens is IGP Yohuno. Remember, sir, when the President of the Republic of Ghana assumed office today, this year, what we saw was he appointed a year. IGP Yohuno to be the IGP as a former IGP Dampare was placed with him. Now, one thing people don't know is that this man was actually the deputy of Dampare up until Dampare Yinifiwa Obeshe Nanai. Now, Nijuma Sweni Oshe Sananema Kwa onye loud like how Dampare was everywhere, but then or you're very effective in a way, say or teaching for Betty ways, you know, they don't really brag on social media like that, but Jumano, I learned someone was saying he's even more effective than Dampare. But then regardless, last 2 weeks, last week in the Bremo update say, please a board or match recommendation letter a year President John Dramani Mahama and can extend papa we a year in a tenure of office for 2 years, because if you don't know, this year ending and December and Obabedi 60 years, which means he has to go on retirement. But then Jumana or the police board at track Mahama say on extended a tenure by 2 more years, and Mahama has really appended and approved it. But then that's already news and then from air parties paying. He is dead. Now, this was very unusual because if you report and you don't report it well, he's the Ghana Police IGP. He's going to hunt you, of course, unless, of course, you are not in this country, which is still a bit macho. But then regardless, IGP Yohuno wants to cry and release a statement and be able to screen so now all this spell is a rumors and then in frama say IGP is dead, something have happened to him, and yeah, they want to state categorically say no crap. So we don't know where this news emanated from. Say I don't know the reason why, but then this was a very sad news. I know Biaka say Bani said now all of a sudden the news we air flies now quickly now share a year in summer Ghana Police for a car in regards to this particular issue, what they said, and also no update if you hold back. One of the things personally I would like to see is who are the people behind this whole death rumor. So let's put this on the screens because we posted some few hours ago to tell us okay, IGP Yohuno reporter Ebano, this is what they want to say. So we'll share the whole screen so as you can see, this is coming from the Ghana Police Service or say IGP Mr. Yohuno is alive and well and discharging his mandate. Into proud and I say contrary to reports and yet something sinister happened with Wu on Tiase and they are yet to report so Papa ne wunia de ade on party said they be and he is well, he is alive, and then he is doing his work as the IGP. Again, I'm trying to say the attention of the Ghana Police has been drawn to some speculation that the Inspector General of Police IGP Mr. Yohuno is deceased. And all parties say reports be ana and then from air party say IGP Yohuno wewu and our party say no credit. So once again, more say this particular death report news we are eba. I'm for baby. So I said, what is really happening? Because we all know that this year have been a very dark year in Ghana for a history. We've lost a lot of people. So I mean, listening and hearing this will definitely have been a very big blow. But then that is the information at eba. So we can vehemently say IGP is very much alive now. Yeah, we still time on IGP, but on to an movie on to another security update. Now, this particular security update, I can 17. It has to do with the Ghana Immigration Service. So, what is really happening at the Ghana Immigration Service? Now, recently there was a video which was trending on social media. This video showed 3 or more immigration officers, I just say, or master papa bi mu amone no so, and the argument was simple. This particular man in question, according to the immigration so or Mox, and we are even learning say or sounds a senior immigration officer. So there were questions say why would this thing even happen? Now you are watching a snippet of the video on the screens, but then you share because we know the Ghana Immigration Service have interdicted all of these immigration officers, and there's more more news coming into it. But for you to get a full context where this started, where it's going, and how it will end now that the immigration officers involved have been interdicted. Basically, say Juma, yeah, mom almost serving the Ghana immigration or so they are basically on like leave pending investigation. But then for you to get a full context of what really happened and also where and how this case will head, you better share the video involved. Clearly, this particular video is going to give us a clue as to why this thing is happening, and even some scores of people say the immigration officers involved, even if anything, and also say sa papa na or more than a or a senior immigration officer, but then they didn't. So the big question is, senior immigration officer pony anyway, what about a year normal people? Video we babaka. We will move on with a year update about said immigration have interdicted this particular.
So when others are doing it, how do you expect us to behave? How do you expect us to behave?
You should know better.
You should do better. You should know better. Do the best thing.
Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
You were urinating at a mosque.
What will you do?
When we try to stop you, you say you are ISO, your own men, you don't want to respect them. Sometimes, no, it's very bad. A deputy commissioner, so what? You are threatening your own men. You are threatening. I'm even surprised too.
A whole DCI.
DCI. Oh no. Very bad.
You can't get anyone to hand out your own men.
No, this is your intimidation. You're intimidating your own men.
We have already video.
You
can't hear your destiny, you are denigrating the place. And you come and tell us you are right. What do you mean by that? You are not doing. Who is what
What did you do? Telling you that you shouldn't be there.
You are
really close to a mosque. You really close to a mosque. No.
If you are a man, try it again. If you are a man, try it again.
Shame on you. A big shame on you. A big man like you. Shame on you.
You call yourself a leader.
And then you come and say, you are the one. You are the one
everywhere.
After this particular video, many people were asking, so what really happened? But as you can see on your screens, or say the GIS, as the Ghana Immigration Service, interdict 6 officers over viral video of verbal assault on senior officer. So, Yanko share in Chimua a year, the immigration Ghana Immigration Service GIS or Modebaya concerning this particular issue, because according to them, what happened shouldn't have happened. So, share the reason why they are putting these officers on immediate leave. Osha Hasia or say. This coming from the Ghana Immigration Service, and as you can see, also for immediate release, and I'll share or say the Ghana Immigration Service, also to all media houses, also Ghana Immigration Service interdict 6 officers for gross misconduct in viral video. Into Yeredia, also the Ghana Immigration Service GIS interdicted 6 officers for gross misconduct following the circulation of a viral video on social media in which the officers were seen verbally assaulting a superior officer. The superior officer, who had identified himself as a Deputy Commissioner of Immigration (DCOI), was at the time traveling as a passenger in a commercial vehicle. Into part says video papa no se bi no onyo bia keke or a senior officer, and apart from that too, na or could be of a commercial vehicle, and as a immigration officers no mu se we si akodunso a omo tete na omo yesa omo ye na yaka de na yento aso ewo ha say the incident occurred on the 25th of November 2025 at Ofinso Inland Checkpoint, where the officers were on duty. The behavior captured in the video marked by verbal assault, lack of civility, and open disrespect toward a superior officer falls far below the standards expected of a personnel of the service. Such conduct is unacceptable, particularly given the service continuous emphasis on professionalism and decorum in handling of travelers and execution of official duties. Some parties say video question, and you could see say and then for the man to even identify himself, say or a senior person or a senior immigration officer, Ena in still na for need new man no. You could see clearly said these officers no verbal assault and I say kukuti and omode yo mejuma into see the way yeah obia or leader in the field, in the immigration field, that the big question is what will happen to an ordinary person like me? Ebi I mean to mean driving quartamela mefa passenger bus. And ye misiko Johnson and ye Tase Johnson. And according to them, now, this is not something immigration for omudi yejuma because omo marking your discipline, decorum, respect, and also cordiality. And these people are not moving, they lack these core your friends and tenants of a human and also the etiquette as an immigration officer. Or something to also say these actions constitute a clear breach of the Ghana Immigration Service Code of Conduct and cannot be tolerated. The Controller in General Department has reiterated that professionalism respects. Also, the Comptroller General of Immigration, that's CGI, has situated that professionalism, respect for authority, and integrity remain core values of the service. Any conduct that undermines these values will be met with swift and decisive action. Inti omo party saying penny for omo da ekuna no maka say they want to do this work with some kind of respect, with some kind of a very mandatory. For these kind of things to happen in open video capture, you could see no remorse coming from these officers. It tells you that we have a big problem, and according to them, these officers at the end of the day, you say the omodia and suba it doesn't fall in line with the Ghana Police Service almost standard, the Ghana Immigration Service almost standard. Any then what will happen is that and as they have to be sacked. So this is definitely one thing none of us will expect. But then obviously, you don't know tomorrow. So whoever and wherever you are, I also making sure say, uye bibia what I said now what dream who too. So that is the issue. And in sema koswa menoka say obia eka wansem. So in regards to these people, what we can say is that currently they've been interdicted, which means position we are looking at this, and we are also looking at all of these turn of events closely. At the end of the day, yes, at the end of the day, you beat me who the outcome of this, and also if there's anything else to we believe say if there's anything else to I believe say we will be briefed based on all of these things ahead and air course. So once again, we are looking at all of these issues, and then we'll give you more updates as all of these various events continue to unfold right here on this particular platform, Pinaxtv. All right, as for Ian so me no can say papa or that screen is your friend Frank Amwako Hene. Now he is Ashanti regional minister, but then for some time now, he's been having this back and forth with Asante Boakye, who happened to be the Bantima MP. Now clearly, Asante Boakye didn't seem to just say Bantama dualization road any akwan bi ni ade no all of these roads ade was anka ban etwa na ni hwe ansa na oba beye any major form of road or maye. Now, some way say it did not sit well with Frank Amwako Hene. Frank Amwako Hene, so there's a no crane woman there was see a camp because this man who happened to be a sensible on kind of credit. In fact, I pinsu amaminogas to make release a letter a sensible a trokoma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. But then far from that, there is an audio Ababe Tuja, and this particular audio, it is the whole issue is that about the Accra Kumasi expressway Aminoka say Frank Amwako Hene air party say explanation be also been making because some people on social media are just parading lies. I'm try say omo be good yes Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni mase. So yenko and e bakwa go tie nsema what this particular interviewer Frank Amwako Hene gada and also how he handled a sensible stubborn boy and Baumia's puppet your friend is saying asenso boache. So yentie in same way Frank Amwako Hene Audituja. When we come back, we will definitely dig into this issue and look at all the updates if we same way when we come back, we continue with this particular update.
And as he was concluding debate on the budget, no, or revelation be say member of parliament for Bantama constituency. Actual letter comma President Mahama say Accra Kumasi Expressway no onyai emanenye, and he ended it there. Subsequently, the honorable MP Ba out because said no, that is not what he told the president. Now, ocean statement now, he rather said say Omampenyi enyai Expressway no, not rather dual road now I started at no Omampenyi she enye eno. And a lot of other people have made that argument. Why do you think, sir, and yes, sound argument, personally, as regional minister for Ashanti region?
Medatiti, say Gabi Asayote Dako, Eba Kate, Ashanti NPP MPs. Nanka, previous government, no combat be entertained with the Ashanti region. I know more about to go here. Emma Mekai say, Ashanti MPs Babonti, Ebekasa Hon say,
yes, and you're not correct.
Gabi Chantro, you're not correct. But the honorable and so what just started away, you know. As one Mama can't say Biana Gabi, as I'm now can no because Ubian watch for some Pacodo. They asked me to say Nipa or Pradia Bacotocono.
Yeah, bro.
And see, in my wildest imagination, no, I don't see Ubia. You see a express way at the bar original. Or because that's any say, Jaisa Diano, Jaisa Juman no Koyat for. When at the phone now can want them know what is ongoing on it already. If you come to come and can I'm not doing saying quite. Yajitu near Yenny, can be because we be cracked here. Yenison come or man who come you use one no free region no to kick against it. Because you see, the old Kumasi Accra Road, it wasn't deliberately created. Their interest was there. They were just so quite bad and never saw me do Kono. No Kono, quite bad and never saw me do Jaso, quite bad and never saw me do Coco, and they were connecting through the towns. And do quite Nankasa, there are so many bends and curves, and Makwani too long. Now, they are developed about the state as a country. Between Accra and Kumasi, these are the major economic hub for the country. Yet to me allows the travel distance between these two cities, no, they will see anything drastic, and also remaining to say the tea. And now His Excellency the President, who say, or to say, if this time, if that we say, you're connected towns, our interest will be to connect Accra and Kumasi at the very fastest and convenient way. We get that done, reduce the travel distance to be able to carry goods, services, and human beings in between these towns. And we say presentations no common so far. Yatis are quite so by 50 kilometers, which is even up to 1 hour of the 4 hours out if you are beyond that, because you are not going to queue or drive, so you're not going to queue or Konongone, all these areas are traffic warnings, you know, and also charge the distance embedded to perform. So that if you have no business doing with Accra Kumasi, Ubeso Konongwa, and the Fasa Expressway, so Konakofa Old One, so Ubeso Koyanamua, the target of that route, and Osino, Konakofa Old Road, so that Obia also obey business of Kumasi, Ufiaka and a bar, when you see a Takwa and so straight ahead or the Bakumasi. We believe so well, say, this is the turning point for Ashanti region and Ghana for that matter. Because the Biani Bibila post-harvest losses, a Kanye, agri sector, and this is to a larger extent going to solve most of these things. So they be able to add limited travel distance, especially to industries, factories, a year processing, especially between those things. At the same, I can point our president, my friends, I'm going to create Temamoto between Temane, Greater Accra. So I'm not a point of that. Beach, the coastal, there was a way between Accra and Tema, but it wasn't economically viable and effective. And this is the money created Tema motorway, And the president soon Diana or Adoma Boye are connected these two great cities together with an expressway. I think say yes,
Honorable, after Finance Minister Kasai, Honorable Asensobuachi post or say it is important to correct the Finance Minister's recent claim that I wrote to the president to stop the Accra Kumasi Expressway. This assertion is not accurate. My letter to the president is publicly available and its content speaks for itself. At no point did I advocate for the project to be stopped. Rather, I called for prudence, continuity and proper planning, principles clearly reflected in Article 35(7) of our Constitution. My concerns were simple and practical. One, or say, how can a start date and completion timeline be announced for a new expressway when the roads minister himself has confirmed that there is no feasibility study, no final design, no cost, and no secured funding? Number two, why abandon an ongoing dualization project that is already 64% physically complete, meets the same objective, and will cost the nation significantly less to finish than initiating an entirely new highway? What was that? These are the gravamen of his issue, Anna. And it makes sense, Anna.
That's it. You say, I dance into you come so you want it. And so now no radio say or start Facebook or primary school. Until I was expecting to collecting than Facebook on so now. And think the one and king be a kind of could be who say ampa and some no can afterthought. Okay, and beyond that, budget really a number of parliament and at no point to be the finance minister boss to say or abandon Accra Kumasi Highway. So I'd say the water creative monster. And now our creative questions, now we speak it to it. Beyond that, because of prudence, definitely we are talking about two major projects between expressway and a highway. And if you are speaking about prudence and you have set a question to CMA, what it means is you are speaking against the motion of the expressway and you are speaking in favor of the highway. And the fears and the monster on our criteria or best what you know and how do you know Nagana for you say Abino Pete we die Accra Kumasi Highway, which is not true because recently me who say one of the documentaries from one of the media stations contractor work so oil finance and one more the Pukasi advance and one more they are making sure say bit me every. So I think say they are overly thinking and instead of they putting their thought and everything together behind the government to support the government with regards to project we are on one region. The bill free ni kunuma she ebenya home fatron. Wama black spots no no na ma opedu odi sa no ni fear no beche Ghana for. The catch me near than so what here say. So any doubt whatsoever, so any worries whatsoever, all can come and to them. You shouldn't fear. You shouldn't be worried whatsoever. Once there is a political will and there is a commitment in so doing, no, definitely I believe so much that the president will do it. And beyond that, I'm going to share. So I mean, interchange I say on election year. I'm going to share. No man to me, no, so I could sit no. Already as also that I be a very stored project. But the point is that you need election year. But you're still within the first year of the government. And the government now better now for the next 3 years. So I'm going to say so I'm a Diana and I'm going to once a month. What you be doing. So yes, no. If he has any fears whatsoever, he shouldn't harbor those fears and then get to discourage the president at this moment in time. Oh dear, you should give the president and the government the benefit of the doubt. Let the project begin, and then even I will come.
Doc, Mate, may I not say, Bibiania, Yabasia Babi Dinko bio. Why?
Yes, madam.
So that was in Sema Frank Amwako Hine or the two a drop. Minoka say, a year Stephen Adumche Dria or the Simbi Abba House. Remember, so this was the man before the 2024 elections. No, Baumia went to his church, and also John Dramani Mama Ekona. So, but Shromina now and then I pay a price to be a Kosovo or Mahama. Now, so yeah, Mahama will turn out to be the worst president in Ghana's history. The same person who blessed Mahama and said that Mahama will be president, the same person is now saying, Mahama may turn out to be the worst president in Ghana's republic. Now, recently, the Ghana Christian Council had a meeting or an engagement with President John Dramani Mahama, and then Omo was just one. So, okay, the National Cathedral now never in same so abandoned. The land has been procured. Certain monies have been given. So why don't we do something about it? Because ABC will not bear the most expensive pit there. So that was the plea which was coming from the the Christian Council. And na Mahama G podium na Mahama C podium no small say yes. On Christ Apostolic Church no. He's good in building, okay? And he successfully built over 10 temples for Christ Apostolic around the country. So he can do something with the National Cathedral. But then some way now, he will see to it, say, the project to be manifested, it to be done. No? And then be there. One person is your friend is saying, Stephen Adum-Chedria. Now, according to Stephen Adum-Chedria, there are issues. Issues are what one say Christian Council, no, there are issues in this country, unemployment, a whole lot of things. We know about these issues. Now, Christian Council, as Mahama was say, onye your friend is saying, National Cathedral, omenye bibia nkanche Mahama so onye roads, hospitals, schools, National Cathedral. Papa we Stephen Adum-Chedria party say if Mahama does that, that will be his end. Last week Okasa, this week Swasamba Bekasa, inti somebody to join Babaka beto us.
Now National Cathedral, what the quiet day. Amampani, ye patchel. Jenegana Mahawai. Now Christian Council for the one way did ya check. One amen. One call over foot. Enko yiskan kosi wan wa sore dan. Yes. No man penny me pacho Ghana by enye Kristo asafo. Yes. Abai diulemu. Yes. The president of Ghana that he should stay on course and remain focused. For many Ghanaians are suffering, and for that matter, he should commit the funds to helping Ghanaians. The Christian Council can go into their funds to get money to build the cathedral, for they have enjoyed a lot from Ghanaians.
Mesre, Ghana, Shahotere, Shayakai. Ada Christian Council sofuna munin sore dai. Mon sore dai mo de ya dai. Mo de ya dai. Yes. Mo de ya dai. Ahia fo ne mo bro wa fo sika nya na no. E wo he. Nya mo ho na ba ye. Mo mfiri kwam. Yes. Mo fo sam wa nyenyen na mo be ko retirement mo ntwemo. Na de Ghana duru no.
Yes. Amen.
So these were the words Stephen Adum-Chedria edited to say, all of these issues are air custom. Mahama has an agenda. So for someone to come and say Mahama should deviate from agenda, whilst there are pressing issues like roads, schools, hospitals, infrastructural amenities again here, Christian Council could not say any of these things. Say Mahama, you way my. But what they said was, do the National Cathedral for us, because Yankopon kacha Akufo-Addo so onya Akufo-Addo ntima anya to so. Regardless, no Stephen Adum-Chedria wakasa. Now, on this same vein, yesterday, Yemao update about a year how our courts and in Simbiaba out say Odobruni and a year the fair that lumba fair so Akusia Sewa after listening to both arguments, lawyers for Ibusiampini, lawyers for Dobroni, lawyers for Akusia Sewano. The judge came to a conclusion. So, the two women involved, they are both valid spouses. And not sure say court our real say if you are you, ni na ya ware. Once nipa no I know what da any utifie, we can recognize no ya ware. Now, Opati said the whole could now widowhood rights here. The Opati said both ladies should go and do it. Now, following this, many Ghanaians have started talking. Say any other yet. Many women and are many widows and many divorcees, especially females, in courts. I just say the law is made and a law no, but it does not favor married women. In the time beyond Bema no kwa ɔne ɔbaa na bra divorce ba na bɛrima na fa kweti kwan bi so ayɛ nti ɔbaa no ida so bɛnya bibi kakra ana onya hwee. In regard to this, one woman about Ababeka said something really happened in court recently. So she really relates to Odobroni as Akosia Sewa and the laws are will lose so opa say Mbrano Mbwa Ghana Mba and her first wives. It rather helps the men and sites. Ono de on for appeal. Abosom say insu ase any esro and odi then odi di ni juma. Yenhwe video e baba ke beto aso.
Lady no di masem ne friend Cecilia. O Adenta court. Our court 1. Now we young girl. Now wo so wa wo baby. Na wo di sanse hui. Kama Israel. Kama Israel. Esanse o ma be twie bi, o ba baby no be twie bi. Wo so be twie bi, o na na ba be twie aka ne bi. Se me ne be ma wo na be ma emotrate me bum ya ma aka de. No be ma ndem aba court o ja me. Enka ordinance de o si o ja ne nyanko no ja ne kwan. Na wa ma na ma me 1 cedis. Wa ma na renti amame. Asase amene ne bre toye. Me na me koye granta me sika ka ho. Asase ne wa ma me bi. Na ye divorce without my consent. Mini ho ene any 1 year. E wo keep kosi ye me bra me di na chi me enu ayi. And madam for be from say Naomi. Ukuna fresh say etwa awade ni mo na me say what? Without my knowledge. A mini ho. Na etwa awade ni mo. Etwa awade ni mo a yentumi an compensate me. Yentumi an ka say on assess asase no ma me bi. Me no ka say me ne ma me de ba awade nyina gufio. Me bi biara gufio. Bema titi mi ama 1 year no ne oba afoforo na ti baabi. Ofiwa na wa ba adwuma. Oba ne ba ne kronim se obedidi. Mi ana mahwe me ba na up to now. Enti Ghana lawyer for nyam betwia mo ka. Munu munsu a, mo yamu ne manyina be pro. Hey, mo ma ne mo nana no nyina be bre. Owu atuaso ne awon atuaso no nyina be Ghana lawyer for ne ajeje for dia. Na mo fra papa se bon na mo fra bon se papa. Na mo ne papa na mo nye. Esanse Bible say, yen to no kra na ma yen ton. Na mo de mato no kra na maton. Enti Nyankopon betua lawyer biara o checheka. Di o sha atare tuntum bia be hye ebebre. Owu ne yade ne awie ebeba mo so. Se nim no kre esanse mi nisika me ko hu lawyer bi so ndi masema me ka chem say madam use what you have to gain what you want am say papa dem beda na o say ya untu be dia o wa asase akoton na ne wuku no ntwema nso enti se mo hwa obra mo de me fam na mo nim papa na mo nim bone na mo di sasem adi me akonsho ase wakra sika bone tweso kra mo hwe de amode aye no e na ye tweso apepa hwi ne so na mo ye dem ye den inti Ghana for munja ji masem mami sakosia se wani ni kura bre for so many years na da koma chinchim ni nsegu nachi na bema ebu oba kwasea na mo amane ehu ne nkwasea de oyeye na se waje bribe na watwa awade mu without my consent without my knowledge anything dia meja woma ensuo na wotra de ko Cape Coast no wo fi Cape Coast bi so me fi Cape Coast wo lawyer ye fra wo Cecilia wo court 1 e wa Adenta court 1 e wa Adenta mile 11 wo ye Cape Coast ni mi so bi ye Cape Coast ni wo ye Mfantini ni mi so ye Mfantini wo tra o kire krom ensuo na da ho no ene wo na enya asem se wo tra man kase mu nsuo kase na da ho na ombisaw on frew no ne won tena se na monka wentumi anyi ano a onfa homa ne wabusua na ase opa afa me ko ba bia opa bia se mundi sunsum asem wo police station medi ajewu wo obi betale wo kunu ho na se wo kasa komponsha wo kwase o Cecilia wo tie me se wo kasa komponsha wo omiase sika bia wo ji wo kwa me kansa di edi isem di ye no ebe no me ama bye bye.
Okay, so you could see that many women are also bringing out their ordeal, but then let's just say it's a stupid on this woman's behalf to say these kind of things on social media. Ukunu ko fa lawyer, and a lawyer ne aye ne juma, and a lawyer ne defend the ukunu and a we ni court case no. But what baha kase woman no bebu, na sifo bebu, ni kuni bebu, ni mami bebu, judge ni kwa bebu, na sifo nyina be she. Sabi you oba usuban we enuntia na ukunu jawo. Simple as that. Aye so sad. Nka also ko fa lawyer papa ni bi be wan fa na ye say ubetima ko sun court na na obo me ono ye say eno tiatia me so na me ne bread you need there be law and a court deals with what your friend say how you make your case, facts, and how you present your case. Simple as that. But I will not waste time on that particular issue. 2025 WASI results aba. Now results we generate a whole lot of buzz on social media. In fact, you may really be up until very soon. But one of the things you see here is that 2025 WASI results here by West Africa Senior Secondary exams. Students they fail. In fact, you be reading natural. No, you realize say 4 years in a row. This year recorded the lowest amount of passes, and also in yanom ketwa no obunsua hey. This is not about Mahama. Must be more blame Mahama. Say Mahama about super in yanom ketwa e faili. And it's not about Mahama. It is about the system and how you see a Ghana education system at the SSM. Now I'll show you the whole screen. So 2025 WASI results. Nearly 1 out of every 4 candidates failed core maths. It WASI results in a war no no mathematics are you it was school called mathematics. The time SS more meaning kaka OA level. Mathematics a core also pass no 1 out of every 4 students be a then. 1 out of every 4 candidates be a then. Failure. And even grad 3 no more pass here no ekumebi any nya A they can ye C4 near the other. Now ensem bia aba ho amebe ready ensema aba because the Ghana Education Service and WASI omede niema bebre aba. But what I say WASI results nearly 1 out of every 4 candidates failed core mathematics and you di kind candidate. Now we no cry far from that so one subject and no so no very much if you so be able pass social studies. You know, so 1 in every 4 candidates got an F9 in social studies in the 2025 WASI, the worst among all 4 course subjects. To common social studies, no amount for fairly pa. Now, following this, the Ministry of Education, together with WASI and WAEC, that's the West African Examination Council, the lengthy release biaba because amount of people said this is very appalling because these kids are our future leaders. If our future leaders are bombing social studies like this, and you say Ghana, these are our politicians, our actors, our managers, we are dead in this country. Now, I should release a feed the West African Examination Council or WAEC. Now, you read the way along the way, you realize that some comparison analysis we are the year seen out to her, and this is very alarming. Uyem cried and ebe show. But you really need to it. Also, the whole screen is also a press release. Also, release of provisional results for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination WASI for school candidates 2025. So they are addressing issues at EBA, and this came yesterday, the 29th of November 2025. Or say the West African Examination Council wishes to inform its numerous stakeholders that it has released provisional results of candidates who sat for the WASI for the school candidates 2025 Ghana only version. He released results on Ghana version. The council will make available login details to heads of school to enable them access the results of their candidates. The results have been hosted online, and candidates who so desire may access their results at the council's website www.waec.gh.org. It's your mobile say results number. The council will also like to caution its stakeholders to be wary of fraudsters who promise to upgrade results for a fee. Candidates are to note that WAEC results are secured and can be authenticated using its results verification system. It's more fairly FFF9 E18 D7. Obiaka so your friend is saying results now win what the bar you beat me upgrade not when you're AA and yes sir. Now has a very important to me performance statistics. Or say a total number of 461,736 candidates made up of 207,415 males and 254,321 females from 1,021 registered for the examination. The party said one more mutna or mukotra exams no 461,736 candidates. Emu 207,415 AM Bema and emu 254,321 AM Ba. Who's the graph for the previous years? Who to say almost 6 years consecutively, no. Mba omutro exams, omuko university no omudo same bema. I'll explain that before the video ends. Now the figure is a 0.24% increase over the 2024 entry figure, which was 460,611. A total number of 5,821 candidates representing 1.26% were absent from the examination. Inti omupaja said figure na Omomucho was 2025 a increase from last year. Now last year number no 460,000, but then this year no 461, which is like a crazy ababe count. Now far from that too, candidate Omokocho they move 5,821. Omo amba they did not even come to the exam; they were absent. Yet to also say the performance of candidates with respect to the 4 core subjects is shown in the tables below. It has an what is really happening with one more failure and one more year the pass on by the breaking in a year a friend is in a tabular form for us to see. Yeah, share tabular form for us to see. Or share has say the whole screen so. Let's start with this. Or say Table 1, performance for candidates in the published results of the core subject WASI 2025. Results with us the main core subject in a year, English, mathematics, science, and social studies. Now, your partner said the number of students out of the 406,000 aggregate and a grade A1 to C6 for English a 289,000. Okay, Osha 1 omunya D7 37,000, E8 39,000, and a F9 54,000. To show ni pa D7 E8 F9 die. Ukani nyina boma you are moving somewhere of about 120,000. These students failed English language. Yanko mathematics. Mathematics one munya A1 to C6 209,068, which represent a 48.73% of students or more passing. Now one more fairly a grade D7 and you 57,000, grade E8 and also 52,000, and also grade F9 and also 114,000. If you add all of these numbers will be somewhere around a year almost 216 and 220,000, which is more than the people who failed, who passed. Into one more pass a year core mass is less than 50%, which means a 52% failed core mathematics. Yanko integrated science only 220,000 students, which represented 57.74% passed integrated science, but omunya D7 54%. 54,580, which represents 11%. And E8 47,783, and F9 61,243. If you add all of these numbers, probably it should give you somewhere around like 40%. So Oshemuya 43%. Oshemuya one more passing integrated science 57%, but 43% they failed. Your social studies so ube who say one more passing that's Omunya grade A1 to C6 248,538, which represented 55.82% of the percentage. But one Omunya D7 33,670, one Omunya E8 40,608, and one Omunya aggregate F9 122,449. All of these round up, it will give you somewhere around 45% and 44%, which means one more passes social studies, somewhere the number is 55%, and a woman failure 44%. Now, your boss say or my your friend is saying year on year, in terms of passage, they are the one more passing. In I say you will 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Into the pass aggregates A1 to A6, and a grade that within that range that is our passing. Now share the year 2022 English in 60% the passing English. 2023 in 73% the passing English. 2024 in 69% the passing English. 2025 in 69% the passing English. Into share English now. As I drop it this year. And also 2023 March 2025 to 2023, so I drop it. March 2025 to 2024, so I drop it. It is only 2022 and this year candidates they perform better in English. than a year 2022 one more try no here share core mass no one more mutual in 2022, the 61% in a pass a year. One more mutual in 2023, the 62% in a pass a year. One more mutual in 2024, the 66% in a pass a year. One more mutual this year, the 48.73% in a pass a year. So you could see clearly say, comparing the percentage wise, the number of students who pass core mathematics now this year is lower, which means 2022 for a year there. 2023 4 year there, 2024 4 year there, but this year is lower because this year no over 50% failed core mathematics. Yen to us what integrated science. Integrated science as at the year 2022 no 62% in the past year. 2023 66% in the past year. 2024 58.77% in the past year. But then this year 57.74% in the past year, which means comparing it to all the 3 previous years, no, this year the percentage wise in terms of the passage, no one pass year, lower compared to 2024 and 58%, compared to 2023 now 66%, and compared to 2022 now 62.45%. Yes, social studies kwana etwa war. In 2022, social studies amount in 71%, and in terms of percentage, 71% passed. 2023, 76% passed. 2024, 71.53% passed. But then this year, no, 2025, 55.82% per pass year. Into share compared to all the 3 previous years, 2024, 2023, 2022. One pass social studies, so this year, lower than all the previous years. So that is it. Now, Omuche said there are a whole lot of things that went on. Of course, say some of these things. To show I will say examination irregularities. And I'll say following completion of investigation in some of the cases of irregularity reported during the conduct of examination, the Ghana Examination Committee, at its 40th meeting held on Wednesday, November 17, 2025, approved as follows: cancellation of subject results. Cancellation of subject results, which means that one more cancel on subjects 6,295 candidates. Say bringing foreign materials. So say cancellation of subject results 6,295 candidates for bringing foreign materials like prepared notes, textbooks, and printed materials into the examination halls. Into 6,000 cancel on results. Cancellation of entire results. Ebi their cancel results ni nyina no eno no in possession of mobile phones in the examination halls. In cancellation of entire results. 3. Withholding of subject results of 908 and the entire results of 158 candidates for various suspected offenses. The said some results ni bi for 908 candidates no withholding results, and 158 candidates no cancel entire results because of offenses on my year. So that is exactly what is going on now. Or say ebi mu di niema ba ebi mu koludi so mbebia investigation, and at the end of the day 35 persons and 19 teachers no so no you who say na omo boa with apo any ade omo nyina ya che omo a me no ka say ye de ombefa the disciplinary action ebu. So that is what in summer or me no ka say in terms of the whole WASI thing trendy people are really shocked say hey enuanimi nkitwe ebe ye ni. But then there are also scores of people personally say the exams no this year no na a year ding. In fact obi chen people ni bi no pa say I deal with AI ni dey set exam no the year ding mathematics ni bi o wa masa co university quantitative methods come to me solve you a year ding. So understand say maybe AI aba ebia what they want to be unique. One person more questions no a very repetitive no, and they have to bring different questions and my AI set questions mathematics no just study scrum amount with man passes. So that is one argument that some students are making. Other people are also making an argument say students these days they don't learn. In fact, TikToker every youth and 7 out of 10 youth they want to be a TikToker. It is not bad, but then that space can't accommodate us all. And even TikTokers, so more 100 1% pay 1% out of the 100 and they make money and they are monetized. Bene obia show up in phone, Snapchat. It's they are busily showing off and also making themselves seen, peer pressure, than actually doing what is really needed. Obviously, I don't person on pair. So these are basic issues. You could see say it is causing a lot of issues. No, and what bit mag you say yes. It is one of the things. Emma all of these eba. Menoka saying we can say on authority say yes. Issues na eba and but funny bisu insuan na be brain insuan there. In fact, some people, I mean, person make some of the people we meet are almost on maybe SS. Mini abema, mini about you, me. Ebi okra na. Omo pakra na omo mujuwa na also omo signing to din wa ha natural I accept na ontimi me na me catch up. So it tells you how this whole issue ababeye in terms of studenta omo ye the omo nim hwe what I say na some scores of people believe say the whole free SHS thing no near men kwala no easy questions nti mahama they is just going with the playbook what I say and no and you say you nuanom Nkitu ebi omaso I started yes year the end result is failure. So you need be indemnity and will definitely give you more updates into this particular issue. Ken Ofori-Atta currently no oni Ghana Ken Ofori-Atta. But then one of the things amount for a purchase or more can say Ebra Ken Ofori-Atta the Interpol red alert no so no. Only information ba so Ken Ofori-Atta kase obeba Ghana and even the minority is working swiftly to make sure Ken Ofori-Atta obe returning until there's no need say the Interpol red alert ebeto so. But we are learning say Ken Ofori-Atta your friend is saying or try say obe naturalize it now I a permanent resident over the United States of America. And this came after Ken Ofori-Atta say why not doing say omba and also time I say you be deported in US for some man kwan say fan embra menoka say no sema and idea emboa menoka say no UP party one of our spokesperson Solomon Wusu on the same biaba to just say why don't we charge the minority which is being led by Afenyo Markins. Now I didn't tell no Okasa Afenyo Markins stood in parliament and say the minority is working round the clock to facilitate the what we Ken Ofori-Atta coming into this country to answer all questions because no song. But now this same minority who promised Ghanaians say justice will prevail near the other. Me no say this minority we can see them. We can't say it's like they are even urging Ken Ofori-Atta not to come. Now I was also Ken Ofori-Atta per OSP records. Ken Ofori-Atta ya charging no say for with the whole SML the SML scandal. No, one of the things you notice is that oni kronim the deputy so oni kronim and say one more kan hu nyina na oni omu edi ejuma no all of them for some reason they are not in the country ye pe o make sure kwan ya minua ba ma ye hu omo and because of that no Solomon Wusu and in Simbia Babetija and Chebiano, you have to see in Sema and Solomon Wusu Edia say, why don't we start tackling? Okay, yen shall say, let's start with one person. Nipa, I didn't be shall say, hey, Afenyo Markins. Ane, Afenyo, you because go and bring your man. If you don't bring your man and you're content in parliament, you will feel. You could see in Sema Solomon Wusu Edituja. When we come back, we will definitely end this particular session.
Say that we should move on. This is a serious matter. In fact, if we are going to move on and leave Ken Ofori-Atta's case, then nobody must talk about corruption in this country. I'm telling you, because until this administration, this current government take the issue of Ken Ofori-Atta and take it seriously, nobody will take this government serious. Then the whole issue of ORA would have crumbled, and nobody in this country must waste our ears with corruption. Because we are talking about a man who led this country in terms of managing our past, led us to borrow $13.5 billion, led us to invest $97 million into a hole, led us into an SMA deal, and we are talking about what? Then there is no need in discussing corruption again. Ken Ofori-Atta somewhere during the erstwhile administration, were 80 members of his own party went to Parliament and said that he has to be removed. Beyond that, ball joined. They cited incompetence and also held grounds. He told us that he was fit. He was ready to die for this country. He was ready to die for this country. And I don't even understand this business of people saying that he wrote to the old chief of staff and the incoming chief of staff. As of the 2nd of January, we had only one chief of staff in this country. Who was our incoming chief of staff?
Oh, there was a transition process.
No. You see, unless until you have been given the power, as of the 2nd of January 2025, President Akufo-Addo was still in position. So there couldn't have been two chief of staffs. He wrote to his chief of staff, Femo Pare, and was granted. And the OSP did nothing. Absolutely nothing. This business of we sugarcoating that office, I'm even surprised he's still drawing salaries from the state.
What do you mean by
it's a total waste of everybody's time.
With all the achievements.
What have they achieved? What?
They put out a list of...
No, you see, the last time he came to tell us that he has flashed 10,000 ghost names from
yes.
Hey, so OSP that is supposed to prosecute. They don't even respect our intelligence.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
You have gotten 10,000 people as being ghosts. Did you hear him prosecute any one of them? Because these ghosts, they have bank accounts that every month the monies go into it, then they withdraw. Ghosts, do they withdraw monies? Is it not human beings? That should have been the starting point in investigating, assuring the nation that he was doing something. When they put up something there for all of us to just go up like that as mumu, we are not mumu in this country.
They said even with the SML, some 2.7 billion.
He has no, you see, you shouldn't even, when you do that, when you give credits, when you do that, you see, that you belittle our intelligence. I've said that he has to leave the office. He has no business whatsoever. I keep telling you, the very day that he did that press, was it a press conference or so, that he said, I'm Kwanoma, but they make a crab out for it. He should have resigned. Yeah. But what he was telling her was that he has lost faith in the system. He couldn't deal with the system anymore. So just leave. And then we move on. You understand? Ken Ofori-Atta came to tell us that through his lawyers, that he was returning back to this country somewhere May. That position was affirmed by Fenyo Marcus. We were that sure. Are we not in November? When is he going to come? In fact, the very reason why he left this country must be the reason why we must bring him back. He said he was going for health checkup. Is that not the case? If you are a finance minister and you were in charge of my purse, instead of helping to invest our monies into building state-of-the-art health facilities so that you and I, ordinary Ghanaians, when we are sick, we could go there. You came to mess us up, and when you felt you were sick, you are going to Mayo, the most expensive hospital, one of the most expensive hospitals in the U.S. Come and explain to us how we ended up destroying our financial fiber. You say you won't come. Today, as we speak, they are shifting the goalpost. Ken Ofori-Atta is sitting somewhere, chilling. We are discussing semantics, OSP versus Martin Kpebu, because Martin raised issues. And let me say that, look, if the OSP and his people are thinking that it's only Martin that is not happy with them, then they must be mistaken. They must be mistaken.
So whatever disagreements between Martin Kpebu and the OSP is only benefiting Ken Ofori-Atta.
That is it. That is, it's part of the strategy. They want us to forget about the real issue of the corruption. I am not interested in whatever English you write. All that I'm interested in is that Ken Ofori-Atta was given a mandate. And that our monies are not adding up. Come and explain to me. You are here writing English. And they want to play with our minds. We are very much focused on this matter, that he must be brought back. And I believe that this administration must also not be toying with us. Whatever it will take for them to go and bring him, they must do that. If the OSP is dilly-dally with the issue, they should just push him aside.
There's an extradition process in place. They say that the Attorney General is aiding in the process.
The last time, did you hear the Attorney General speak?
To get it done.
Bring them the file, it was even a matter.
They sorted out
so they should move. That's why I said the Attorney General must come in. I trust the Attorney General's office more than the OSP. The OSP will not take us anywhere.
The OSP has stated that the AG's office is doing what you are
saying. I want to hear from inconsistencies, a lot of them. He says that he discussed with other security agencies, yet they allowed him to go. Now it is turning out that was not the case. So how do you expect you to trust him? I want to listen to the Attorney General on this matter. And they must do this country that great service by telling us what exactly is happening. Because some of us want to see Ken Ofori-Atta in this country.
wants him in person.
In person, but he was the finance minister in person. He was not leading the finance ministry in absentia. He was not doing Zoom meeting with us when he was the finance minister. Come back and respond to us as a country.
Well, but he has been charged now. He's not in the country physically. He has been charged.
You see, there was a precedent that was set that in those days, I said that we were heading into abyss with the said enough Tamaklu. When judgments are giving people run away and go and sit somewhere, that is what is going to happen. Now, Ken has also followed. He has issues to answer here. He's living somewhere. The next time, somebody will just come and see the entire monies of this country and go and live. Is that the way we want to build this country? So please, Ken Oforia test matter is as important as, in fact, it's the most important matter in the corruption issues. And until we deal with it constructively, you can dedicate the rest of the years discussing Ken Oforia. We will not move on if that matter is not sorted. And the OSP cannot shortchange anybody. And nobody should bring semantics and try and create the impression that it's a trivial matter. It's a serious matter. It's a serious matter because my tax was paid. As a business, even when you cannot pay, you are forced to pay. And when we give you all these things to manage it well, and it's time for you to come and account to us, you say what? SML, he must come and explain to us. But does it not even give you that impression? You see, it's a shame that a minister of finance has run away from the country. And people are thinking that...
You say he's not well.
No, he's very well. He's very well.
Medical...
Have you ever seen him ever since he told that he was not well? We had a whole clinic called Mayo. If you don't know who was there issuing letters, we never spoke to anybody there. Fake letters they were bringing. I dare them to let the person outside speak.
Do you have evidence to support?
I don't have any evidence that it was also signed by the Mayo Clinic.
So then why do you say it's fake?
It is fake because nobody knows. We have faceless people issuing letters. Along the line, from the Mayo Clinic, we have some people calling themselves family members who issued a statement. At the end of the day, they just only signed family members. Who are the family members of Ken Oforia? A lot of things have happened in between. You can have about 1,000 members of a family. Who signed it? You want to know who signed it? Then they chickened out. Then the wife came in. Now look, the man was not well. What is this that we are? What is it about Ken Oforia that we cannot confront it? And that is where I agree with Martin. The timidity levels in this country, we have a lot of timorous souls. But if we are going to behave like this, we will continue to have politicians play with our minds. We will continue to have politicians steal from us. We will continue to have politicians think that the wealth of the nation belongs to them. And that whenever they come, they will do whatever pleases them. No, nobody is above the laws of this country. This is the country of our birth. The money that were given to any administration of Ken Oforia was not for him. It was for you and I. It was to be used to develop this country. If you have done something and say, come and answer, and you are telling us, at a point he said you could do Zoom meeting. Which help was you going to use to do the Zoom meeting? You were not well. Ask for Zoom meeting, then you can do it. You can set up a camera on yourself, sit behind the PC, and answer audibly all questions. Just fly to Ghana within 12 hours and come and do that. You can do that.
So, you see,